Hey drivers, YouTube's DOT physical expert Dr. Nussi back again with another video, and in this one we're talking all about the FMCSA's new alternative vision standard. This is a pretty major change by the FMCSA. We're going to discuss all of the particulars. First, let me just start by saying that usually when I make one of these update videos, and I do make an update video every time the FMCSA makes a change to the medical standard, so if you are a driver, please stay subscribed to this channel. Make sure the bell icon next to the subscribe button is turned on so you get notifications, because whenever the FMCSA makes a change, I make an update video. I don't want drivers going in to take their medicals and getting hit with a curveball because they were unaware of the standard. But usually when I make these update videos, it's unfortunately about how the FMCSA is tightening the restrictions or making it more limiting to get a medical card. In this particular case, it's exactly the opposite. This change by the FMCSA potentially will open the door for a bunch of drivers that just couldn't get certified before under the current vision standard. So we're going to talk about how this is actually a great change for potentially for drivers that couldn't get certified before. And we have been seeing this trend in recent years. Maybe it's due to the driver shortage, but first they started with insulin-dependent diabetics. They made it a little bit easier or more relaxed to get a medical card if you had insulin dependence, and now we're seeing it with the vision standard. So this change, this new alternative vision standard, this has been in the works now for, I think, a couple of years. As of the posting of this video, it is not live yet. It goes into effect officially on March 22nd. And what it does is it does not replace the old vision standard. So the old vision standard, or the current vision standard, I should say, and I've done a complete video on the current vision standard and passing that in your Department of Transportation physical. I'll just leave a link to that video if you just want the basics of the vision standard. This is an alternative to that. If you can't pass that vision standard, they now have an alternative. So the first thing we need to do is figure out why there needs to be an alternative. And it's for one reason only. It's for a concept called monocular vision. So in the current vision standard, the one that will be the standard going forward when you go in to get your DOT physical, you need to be able to see well out of both eyes. You need to be able to meet certain standards set by the FMCSA in both eyes. The alternative vision standard gives the option for people to be able to pass the Department of Transportation physical if they've only got good vision in one eye, if they can only meet the standard in one eye. So potentially, again, drivers that would have failed because they couldn't pass in both eyes can now potentially pass the Department of Transportation physical and become medically certified. So under this alternative vision standard, it's actually going to be a two-step process. So you will not just go in and get your Department of Transportation physical done and the medical examiner be able to then certify you. You've actually got to see a specialist as well. So it's a two-step process. The first thing that you'll do is you'll go either see an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, somebody that specializes in testing vision, and you will get your vision tested, and you will take them a very particular form. I'm going to show you that form here in just a second and talk all about how they're going to fill it out and what the standards are. You will take them this form, they will fill it out, and then you will take that form to your DOT physical, to your DOT physical, and then the medical examiner there will use that information in conjunction with whatever they find during the DOT physical, and then potentially you will be able to be certified. All right, so let's look at the form you will be taking in when you get your eye exam done by an optometrist or an ophthalmologist, and we'll just walk through all of the different parameters and what we are actually looking for. All right, so this is the form that you are going to bring into your eye exam. This is labeled as a draft because this isn't even released on the FMCSA's database yet on their website. This is form MCSA-5871. It will be released again by March 22nd when this goes into effect. All right, so we'll skip down here. Again, here's the FMCSA's definition of monocular vision, and basically it states that in the better eye you have to have at least 20/40 and be able to see 70 degrees in the horizontal meridian meridian, and then be worse than that in the opposite eye, in the what they are considering bad eye or worse eye. So for general information, the FMCSA's monocular vision standard, so this is the new standard that the optometrist or ophthalmologist is going to be looking for. You have to have, in the better eye, distant visual acuity of at least 20/40, and that was the same as the old standard, except you had to have it in both eyes. And I say old standard, that is not an old standard, it's just the typical standard, whereas this is the alternative standard. So 20/40 with or without glasses, and 70 degrees in the horizontal meridian. You have to be able to recognize basically yellow, green, and red, the colors of a traffic signal. You have to have stable vision deficiency, so your vision can't be getting worse. And this is very, very important. You have to have had sufficient time since the vision deficiency became stable to adapt and compensate for the change in vision. What they found, and the reason why they are able to change the standard, the reason why they did change this standard, is that they found that people can compensate for having an eye that doesn't meet the particular standards that they had in the Department of Transportation Physical. If you can only see well out of one eye, your body can adapt, you can adapt, and it's safe for you to drive. It's just as safe for you to drive with only one good eye if you've had time to adapt. So that's very, very important. All right, so there's a couple important points that us, the certified medical examiner, are going to be looking for when you bring us back this paper. First is this number 3 here. Obviously, we need to see 20/40 vision in one eye, again, with or without glasses. Number 4, we need to see 70 degrees in one of these lines in order to be able to medically certify you. You have to be able to distinguish red from green from amber. And then we scroll down a little bit further. This number 10, does the individual have progressive eye conditions, and are they mild, moderate, or severe? Now, we scroll down to number 11, and then it says, in the medical opinion of the optometrist or ophthalmologist, is the vision deficiency stable? That is very, very important. That has to be, again, yes. Now, back up here, even if it is stable, there are some conditions that if they are severe will be disqualifying anyway. For instance, diabetic retinopathy. If you have severe diabetic retinopathy, even if it is stable, you're not going to meet the standard, and not just the vision standard, but that goes into the diabetic standard. So it does need to be stable, but there are some conditions where if they are severe, they're going to be disqualifying anyway. So another 2 very important points. And then number 12, finally, in your medical opinion, has sufficient time passed since the vision deficiency became stable to allow the individual to adapt and compensate for the change in vision and drive a commercial motor vehicle safely. So that needs to be yes. So if you get affirmatives, if you get yes or positive answers to all of these, then most likely you are going to be able to pass the vision component under this alternative vision standard. All right, and 2 important points here. Number 1 is the maximum certification, if you are certified under the alternative vision standard, is going to be 1 year. Now, the Department of Transportation allows up to a 2-year certification, but if you're under the alternative vision standard, the maximum is going to be 1 year. That's very important. And you're going to have to go through the optometrist or ophthalmologist exam every year as well. So you basically have to repeat this process every year. All right, drivers, I hope that was helpful. Please, if you have any questions, leave those in the comments section below. I will answer them. If you appreciate these update videos, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll catch everybody in the next video.